Star Trek, Picard Season 3 Episode 8 manages to feel like a triumphant finale even though it doesn't address anything related to the Changeling's Frontier Day plot, which is undoubtedly the season's main narrative. Vadic's defeat and the Shrike's destruction is a pinnacle moment, both extremely satisfying and dubious in terms of strategic judgment, much like the Titan's escape from the nebula on Star Trek. Picard Season 3 Episode 4, beautifully accented by Riker's rock toss at the Shrike. There is a sense of luxury in how much time we spend on the Enterprise Crew D's reunion given that there are just 2 episodes left before the series ends. That's not meant to minimize the great level of dread generated by the Titan's hostage crisis. With her threats to the life of the people on the bridge, turning off the ship's systems, playing pranks on the crew, and cowering throughout the ship, Vadic is an A-list villain to the very end. The only thing we lament is that none of our band of heroes has ever risen to appear with Vadic. She is a formidable baddie who has no desire to interact with her prey. She's not AQ. She has no interest in solids or the Federation, no inclination to empathize with them, and little regard for them save from perhaps their persistence and temerity in avoiding her grip. Despite all, Vadic has never served as more than a lieutenant in this conflict. She fervently obeyed directions that were given to her by a higher authority. We have only ever seen them as a goof-face that has manifested. Her captain is consumed by the obsession of getting Jack Crusher. I have no doubt they'll attack him from all sides now that Vadic is gone. Of course, they've mostly lost the element of surprise by this point. The Titan squad is ready and on guard right now for imposters. Because there are so few left, they should be able to spot new changelings traveling from a light year away if they use a good buddy system and a thorough detection system for the giveaway radiation. Also, they have Data, the most recent yet oldest iteration of their companion. Perhaps the most tasteful way to resolve the Data lore quarrel was to witness Data transform lore into a positronic version of the ship of Theseus. Data's lack of an ID was a factor in keeping him from having a truly human experience. Selfish or small-minded impulses were never permitted by his training. Data may be as vengeful as the situation requires because lore is a part of his personality mix. He will now even have the joy of seeing the villains get what's coming to them. I love Data. Trivial yet delightful feelings, all the way. Who else applauded when they saw Tasha Yar's holoportrait? As we near the series' culmination, Data's trinkets might be the last collection of next-generation Easter eggs we see. In addition to his life's mementos, Data provides lore with numerous hints as to his strategy, but lore has never been good at perceiving Data's openness as anything other than a flaw. His programming has developed into a distinctive and multifaceted person, much as hologram Janeway on Star Trek, Prodigy. His friendships can never be replaced. His value to the world beyond his aptitudes. In a nutshell, Data is mighty because he is adored. Strong enough to defeat his brother in the broadest sense. While lore attempted to push Data away, Data defeated him by securing a closer grip than he could have ever imagined. It's really satisfying to have all of Picard's friends seated around the table now that Data has been returned, I'll admit. Even Worf experiences some warmth. But are all of them actually present? I'm starting to feel like Spider-Man. As much as it pains me to do so, this takes me back to my concerns about Troi. I still don't get how Vadic planned by using Troi as leverage on Daystrom Station knowing full well that she would capture Riker there. What if Geordi or Picard had been imprisoned instead? I pondered in Star Trek, Picard Season 3 Episode 6. Did Vadic also imprison Leah Brahms and Laris on the Shrike? You must be wondering this. We are aware that the changelings were successful in extracting psychological information from their victims. To Tuvok, they did it. Why not apply that to Troi as well? Particularly if Kestra was also taken captive and used to coerce Troi into speaking. To do this, they abduct Troi and Kestra, use Kestra to coerce Troi into disclosing sufficient details to persuade Riker that it is she, imitate the half-capacity betazoids to feel the darkness Jack carries with him, and secure Beverly's approval to assist in guiding him through his red door. Since when may Troi mind meld with others thanks to her abilities? The changelings appear to be aware of Jack's red door. Vadic was undoubtedly much more knowledgeable than he had been a week prior about his skills. What will be the opening of the red door? Even while it appears unlikely given that Paraiths were a species exclusive to Deep Space Nine, all signs, flames, visual and oral hallucinations, crimson eyes seem to point to Parates. To be truthful, Deep Space Nine is where the changelings first appeared. Might the Pago wraiths to scorch the cosmos have coincided with their quest for vengeance against the Federation? Will they be able to exit the fire caves after the red door is opened? Jack is their emissary, right? How did that occur, though? And what conceivable component of Picard's biological brain might link Jack to those non-corporeal beings? Well, despite the fact that I would like to see Troi and Riker reunited and ready to play happy families with Kestra as soon as the Frontier Day celebrations are over, I can't help but have the impression that the actual Troi and Tuvok are sharing a cell in a creepy, hostile location. It's unclear what the final two scripts will bring us given that Vadic and the Shrike have been eliminated, Frontier Day is still many hours away, and Jack is about to unlock a door in his head to who knows where. I'll wager on one thing. Shaw is going to take a lengthy leave of absence, so he may fume for hours about reckless legacy commanders who take his ship and fly it into the ground, and by no means am I claiming he survives. What theories do you have? Who is the next to attack them? What do you believe to be inside Hangar Bay 12? And you know that will eventually be returned onto us. Share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. You can like the video and subscribe to the channel to see more breakdowns if you like it. I appreciate your time and interest.